Hi guys, it's Aleesa Harding doing my persuasive speech. Did you know that in 2016 there were 209,809 babies born to females between the ages of 15 and 19 in the United States? That's 20.3 births for every 1,000 females in that age range. So in 2017, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention published that this rate has slowly declined over the last 5 years. But the teen birth rate in the United States is still higher than most other developed countries. And states like Texas have the highest rates. Well, I know we all know that many teenagers are sexually active today, but did you know that they are either not given any sex education or are misinformed and therefore think nothing is going to happen to them? Today, we'll take a few minutes to explain to you how implementing a comprehensive sex education program can help teens with all aspects of sexual relations and address some of the concerns out there about the program. While I was researching this topic, I found so many problems with the way the sex education is taught to our kids in the United States. But today, I'm just going to focus on Texas since it directly relates to many of us in here. Now, in Texas schools today, teens either do not receive any sex education, they're taught abstinence only or abstinence only plus, which includes a few topics like how to use the condom to prevent STDs. Now, there's an article by Cassandra Pollock in the Texas Tribune that states that as recently as the 2015 and 16 school year, nearly a quarter of our school districts in Texas do not offer sex education at all, and only 60% offer the abstinence only or the abstinence plus education programs. This percentage has even decreased since 2008, and because of that, Texas is now ranked as the 5th highest in the nation for teenagers giving birth. Now, earlier I told you the national average was 20.3 births for every 1,000 females. In Texas, it's 41 births per 1,000. That's more than double the national average. Now, in the same Texas Tribune article, it also stated that one of the reasons for our high level of teenage pregnancies is that in 2009, our Texas legislature changed the high school graduation requirements by dropping the requirements for completion of a health education class. Without the requirement for the credit to graduate, the state education board is no longer adopting health textbooks. And actually, they haven't approved one since 2004. So, like in an article from the Claiborne Times Review, they published in 2015 or 2017, it indicates that even if a district chooses to offer the health class as an optional elective, they're doing so with outdated materials, which doesn't benefit the children. Now, I won't deny that teenage pregnancy is certainly one of the biggest effects of not having a competent sex education course for our kids. But so is contracting STDs. So is high teenage dropout rates. And so is taking care of the babies and not having a job. There's kids with emotional distress and being sexually active. There's numerous other emotional, sociological, physiological, and psychological aspects. And we can't rely on parents to talk to their children. Texas needs to approve the requirement for health class again and implement the required use of the comprehensive sex education course in schools. It helps teens navigate through all these complicated human developments that they're going through. Now, the comprehensive program provides age-appropriate, medically accurate information to students. And it still includes the discussion of abstinences, but it also prepares them for when they choose to become sexually active. It'll help them develop life and communication skills, learn about human development, contraception, preventing diseases, understanding healthy and unhealthy relationships. It teaches them how to respect themselves and others. And of course, it teaches them about sex and sexual health. I mean, it's a health class. But this program has been proven that when it's used in public schools, it decreases the occurrence of teen pregnancy. There's an article published by Psychus, and it was specifically on the comprehensive sex education. And it stated that young people who received comprehensive sex education were significantly less likely to report a teen pregnancy compared to those who received no education. And in comparing the abstinence-only programs with the comprehensive sex education, the comprehensive sex education was associated with 50% lower risk of teen pregnancies. Texas wouldn't be the only state. Others have implemented the use of the program. For example, New Mexico has implemented mandatory health education in all of their schools. And the Center for Disease Control and Prevention published an article in 2018 that stated that the comprehensive program has contributed to an increase in healthy sexual behaviors. It's also decreased the risk for STDs and other social, emotional, and physical risks. So all of this is a concern, and I'm a mother, 2 teenagers, 15-year-old girl, 17-year-old boy. I know the pressures that they deal with and the sexualization that they're surrounded by in their lives. The knowledge of this program lets me see the benefits that it would have for my kids. And I completely understand the perception a lot of people have that believe that comprehensive programs are harmful and they affect children negatively. And sometimes they even say that it's a waste of money and time to sit and teach children sex education. So I want to talk through some of these points today with you. And the thought that I see most often from people is who they feel like sex education should be taught as abstinence only. And abstinence only to prevent teen pregnancy, and that the comprehensive programs encourage premarital promiscuity. And I agree, abstinence is absolutely the 100% most effective protection against pregnancy and STDs. And believe me, I repeat that to my kids often. And I have open conversations with them about sex, but not all parents do. And I often think about that. Like, what will happen when my kids do get married and begin their sexual relationships? What information are their partners going to have? How will they navigate through their decisions as a couple? And I know that the comprehensive program helps students gain all of this knowledge, and it provides the tools necessary for them to make successful, educated decisions. And I think that every person should have access to that success. And then I keep running into the people who see sex education as a waste of time and money. And it's expensive. We have to hire a teacher to teach the class. We have to invest in updated materials for the education program. And it's going to take an optional course selection away from a student. But if we invest our time and properly educate our kids when they're young, we would save more money than we spend on the program, because we greatly reduce the cost of public assistance given for the food, the health care, child care. All of them need it. Now, hopefully today I have quieted some of the big concerns that you may have had with implementing such a comprehensive sex education program in our schools. And I know it was a lot to take in, so I'm going to review a few of my points. Most teenagers are sexually active. They're not informed, or they're misinformed about the risks, and they think that nothing is ever going to happen to them, even if they do have sex. A comprehensive sex education program will teach abstinence, but it will also teach teens effective communication tools. It will teach them safe ways to prevent pregnancy and diseases. It's going to encourage them to be sexually responsive with one another, and it's going to teach them to maintain healthy relationships. I firmly believe that the more educated someone is, the more likely they are to make responsible and informed decisions for themselves. Our kids are surrounded by sex every day. It's on magazine covers, it's in car commercials, it's on the internet, it's in video games, it's on movies. They are left to navigate their sexual relationships with little to no education. And it's time to change this. So my final words for you today are: step up, step out, and make the change. Thank you.